You slept, you rested, you didn't do much today, and you're still tired. Not the kind of tired that makes sense. Not the kind that comes after running 5 miles or building something with your hands. This is different. This is a tiredness that lives in you even when your body hasn't moved. Even when your day was, by every measure, easy. So why does that happen? Because you've been told the wrong story about what tiredness actually is. You think tiredness comes from doing too much. So you rest, you scroll, you watch something, you lie down, and when you get up, nothing has changed. The weight is still there. The emptiness is still there. And now there's something else too. A quiet guilt about being tired when you have no reason to be. But here's what nobody says out loud. The most exhausting thing a human being can do has nothing to do with physical effort. It has nothing to do with how many hours you worked or how little you slept. The most exhausting thing you can do is pretend. Think about the last time you were in a conversation where you said what you were supposed to say instead of what you actually meant. Think about the last time you smiled when you didn't feel like smiling. Agreed when you didn't agree. Showed up as the version of yourself that was expected rather than the version that was real. How did you feel afterward? Not refreshed, not lighter, heavier. That heaviness is not in your muscles, it's not in your body at all. It's in the gap between who you are and who you performed being. And that gap costs energy. Constantly, silently. In ways you never track because nobody told you to. Every time you suppress what you actually feel, your body spends energy managing that suppression. Every time you hold back a reaction, swallow a response, or wear a version of yourself that doesn't quite fit, you are working. Hard. Even if you're sitting completely still. This is not a metaphor. This is what your nervous system is doing underneath the surface every single day. But there's another layer here, one that's harder to sit with. Some people are tired not because they're doing too much of the wrong things. They're tired because they're doing nothing at all, and that kind of tired is different. That one has a specific feeling to it. A flatness, a gray quality to the day. Time passing without any sense that it meant something. You know that feeling? It's not laziness, it's not weakness. It's what happens when a human being goes too long without doing something that feels like it matters. Without building something. Without moving towards something. Without any sense that today was different from yesterday in any way that counts. Your mind and body were not built for stillness. They were built for purpose, and when purpose is absent for long enough, the system starts to shut down. Not dramatically, just quietly. Just enough that everything starts to feel like effort. Just enough that getting up feels harder than it should. That conversations feel draining before they even begin. That the idea of doing something you used to enjoy now just feels like one more thing. That's not depression necessarily. That's what a human being feels when they've been running on empty meaning for too long. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Most people know this about themselves, on some level, in some quiet part of themselves that they don't visit very often. They know they've been avoiding something, a decision they haven't made, a conversation they haven't had, a direction they chose not to go in because going there felt risky and staying where they are felt safe. And avoidance is exhausting. Not in the moment. In the moment, avoidance feels like relief. You didn't have to do the hard thing. You get to rest. You get to not deal with it today. But the thing you avoided didn't disappear. It's still there. And some part of your mind is still holding it, still processing it, still spending energy on it in the background, even while you're scrolling, even while you're resting, even while you're doing everything you're supposed to do to feel better. Have you ever noticed that you can spend an entire day doing nothing and feel more tired than a day where you were genuinely busy? That's why. The busy day emptied you in ways you could see and measure. The empty day emptied you in ways you couldn't. Invisible effort is still effort. There's one more thing. The world you live in right now was designed to keep you in a specific state. Not energized, not purposeful. Just stimulated enough to stay engaged and tired enough to not ask too many questions. Every notification, every scroll, every piece of content engineered to hold your attention for 30 more seconds. None of it fills you. All of it costs you. You finish a 2-hour session of consuming things and you feel emptier than when you started. Not because you're broken, because you were never meant to consume that much without creating anything. without connecting with anything real, without silence long enough to hear what you actually think. You traded your energy for stimulation, and stimulation is not rest. It never was. Rest is not the absence of activity. Real rest is the absence of performance. It's the absence of management. It's what happens when you stop spending energy on suppression, avoidance, and the maintenance of a version of yourself that doesn't fully exist. Most people have never actually rested. Not in that way. So ask yourself, honestly, when was the last time you felt genuinely restored after a day off? When was the last time you woke up and the tiredness wasn't already there waiting for you? And more importantly, what are you still carrying that you haven't put down? Not a bag, not a responsibility you can point to. Something quieter than that. A version of yourself you keep performing. A feeling you keep managing. A direction you keep not choosing. That thing, whatever it is for you, is where your energy is going. Not to your work, not to your life, not to the people around you. To the maintenance of everything you haven't dealt with yet. Tiredness is not always a body asking for rest. Sometimes it's a life asking for honesty. And the exhausting part isn't what you've been doing. It's what you've been avoiding becoming. That's where the weight lives, not in your body. In the distance between who you are and who you keep almost being.